It would be strange if everyone's life didn't involve things they really dislike, and that have an unpleasant impact. Such is our reality and its course. Otherwise, it just doesn't work. When a person finally decides to grow up and acknowledge this, life becomes easier, hints from the universe emerge, and assistance and support come in. The key is not to wait for miracles from the outside, not to think that some magical character will come and solve everything, handle things in the best way while you simply sit back and enjoy tea with candies. Sipping that tea, you constantly find yourself on the sidelines of your own life, like, I'll sit here on the sidelines and you guys take care of my tasks, solve my stories, clear up situations. I'll come over later and start jumping and hopping again. What kind of position is that? And why such a position? Hiding from one's own life story. Until you learn to deal with the sources of your own experiences and nervous shocks, you can't expect anything good. Because only you fully feel what's happening, know all the intricacies of what has occurred, and are an immediate and necessary participant in this story. You were placed here for a reason and made part of this plot, so participate in it as the main character rather than waiting for another hero from a neighboring movie. They won't come, they're busy elsewhere. Even if they do come, they'll do their own thing, not really understanding what's happening. You'll have to reap the fruits. Learn to perceive your life as it is and look at it not from the sidelines or even passing by, but from the center. An unpleasant situation has occurred. It happens. Now make an effort not to plunge into extremes like a lyrical and infantile hero who constantly dies in movies because they do nothing, only mess things up, cry, and perform strange actions. Instead, place yourself as the main scriptwriter of this episode, the savior of the situation, health and nerves. Understand that the fate of humanity, in this case your own, depends on your actions, rational approach, and decisions. When you decide to throw everything away and become limp like a cabbage, from the outside you're that absurd, panicking character who will perish right before the eyes of the audience if they don't pull themselves together and start engaging in activities when left alone on the island. When you make the decision to gather your strength, take steps, and perform actions that were not inherent or even unknown to you before, you begin to develop a heroic protective film around yourself. Notice, even in movies, there's never a situation where help comes directly from the sky and the victim just sits and cries. No. In every situation, the victim or someone sensing danger or caught in a predicament starts doing something. Making calls, running somewhere, suddenly figuring something out, seeking clues, recalling information. Only then, according to the script, assistance joins them, and only then do they start doing something together, and it works out. So it is in your life. No man will make you happy until you are ready for that happiness, until you specifically understand what happiness means for you. No woman will save you from your infantilism and helplessness until you decide to become strong and brave, until you start moving in that direction. Unpleasant and sad situations are created by ourselves in our own minds. The situation itself is ordinary, routine, happening billions of times during the existence of life on Earth. The thing is, our universe is very interesting and rich, observant, and extremely cunning. It has everything for each of us: happiness, health, kindness, well-being, and even problems and troubles. The difference lies in what each person sees, notices, and chooses to embrace. Your life story is like a big movie with a wrapped-up plot. For some, the plot is quite simple: got into trouble, relaxed, lowered their guard, bumbled through life somehow, and then died. For others, the plot is wow. There are romances, highs, lows, career miracles, a sea of love, a sea of happiness. But even this doesn't go without sorrow. We just glance at such people as if watching a short film. Oh, he's lucky, he's happy and rich. But we don't really get into the plot of their entire life. It's convenient for us to justify our inaction and sheer laziness. Therefore, every time something dramatic happens to you, where it seems there's no way out and everything is very bad, put yourself in the most important place of the hero and ask yourself, why are you here in the first place? What mission do you need to accomplish? Perhaps you are too soft, and you need to toughen up, become more determined, learn to say no, make decisions, take action, try new things, and bring your talents to the surface. Maybe you need to stop settling for less and trying to deceive yourself into thinking that you live happily and are loving and loved. Perhaps urgently, you need to pay attention to your health so that it will last for other plots and feats later. Don't panic when something happens. Don't throw all your emotions out like a foolish hero, cursing, crying, yelling, and smashing fists against the wall. Give yourself a different setting. Calmly think about how to save yourself and move forward into a new episode. Analyze what's happening. Step away from the adventure. In the process, you'll cool down, find a solution, and see if the people with you are the ones you really need, or if they are the negative characters that reveal themselves at the end, surprising the audience. Well, I thought he was so good, but look what a scoundrel he turned out to be. This applies to everything, even the weather. If it's raining today, it means there's a plot with rain today. Your job is to pick the appropriate clothing and live through this rainy episode, rather than ruining the whole movie with a sour face, as if the apocalypse has come and the end of the world is imminent. Had an argument with a loved one? Use the situation and think about what went wrong. Why did it happen? How long has it been brewing? What's really going on? Maybe you don't spend enough time and attention. Maybe you're just using the person and it's convenient for you to be around, and they sensed it. Take a notebook and write down all the pros of the unpleasant situation that has arisen. This is for your hero, a ticket to a new episode. Write without fear. It might reveal what has long been hidden and covered up with bright colors. Then thank the universe for this lesson and the experience gained, the story, and the picture that has formed. Ask it to give you thoughts and ways to solve everything in the best way for you, to launch an entirely different series where the main character is happy and stands firmly on their feet. The universe is the main and grateful viewer, and you are a magnificent scriptwriter, actor, and director. When the viewer is delighted, the film crew, in this case you yourself, receives blessings in the form of new ideas, cool bright plots, gratitude, and limitless opportunities to shine further.